Before we get into it, I want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording today, the Whadjuk Noongar people. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, because it always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Hey, this is Zero Filter, and chances are you like your conversations messy and unfiltered. I'm Faye, and every week I'll be tackling everything from relationships and politics to sex work and personal growth. This is where the messy, uncomfortable, and hilarious collide. So let's buckle up because it's going to get real. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. I'm Faye, and if this is the first time that you're joining me, this is Zero Filter, where I sit down, I talk about things that need to be talked about, that people don't really want to talk about. And today, I'm talking about dating in 2025. Now, are we finally seeing the end of casual flings and seeing more of the intentional dating? Or am I just getting older? Maybe it's the latter. Well, on this episode, I want to delve into online dating, online in general, and how it's affecting our relationships, whether we're in one, whether we are monogamish, poly, open, monogamous, all of the above, really, even if we're single, and how it affects our mental health and our dating. More our mental health because of dating, or dating and our mental health. I don't know. I just want to kind of delve into all of it. I'm going to include some stories that have been sent into me, my opinions on those stories, a bit of my own dating life, dating history, maybe not history. I'll leave that a mystery. No, but really, I want to delve into all things situationships, ghosting, emotional intelligence, and kind of what I'm noticing in that whole spectrum. So I thought I'd jump into the first little bit, which is situationships. Now, we all should know what a situationship is by now. It's something where you start seeing someone, you go on a date, and you're both too fucking scared to ask each other what the fuck's going on. Like, am I right? I think I'm right. Also, side note, I've been noticing that when I listen back, which I don't normally listen back to many of my podcasts, but I swear a lot. So, warning, swearing will be sworn. Yes, people not having the emotional capacity or the communication skills to tell the other person or ask the other person what the fuck is going on. And it ends up just being a shit show of being in what is like a relationship without knowing if it's a relationship. Well, it is a relationship. It's just a situationship. Anyway, no clear labels, etc. So a little bit of a backstory with my situationships. I feel like I've been through a lot, and I think what that has happened with me is I've literally just gone, you know what? I'm not dating anyone. And also situationships, like even when I have asked other like people that I'm seeing, you know, I'm not wanting something casual. And I think that's what a situationship is as well. Like, it's not just not communicating. I take that back. It's not just having no communication. I take that back. A situationship is having no labels, having no commitments to each other, being able to see other people without kind of telling them that, like, and this is only my opinion and my own understanding and kind of what I have lived through, my own kind of lived through circumstances and my own lived through situationships, but kind of just being like, I just want to be chill, don't want to ask them, like, what are we, you know, like, and I know that that's something that I've worked on really, really, really well, really much, to the point where now I have been in the last kind of situationships that I've been in, I've been like, you know, this is what I want. I don't want to just be having casual sex with someone. I want it to eventuate and get to know each other and know that there is that space for us moving forward to kind of explore that rather than just having sex every now and then and going on little dates with people, because that's not what I want. And I feel like from yesterday, I posted a few polls and questionnaires on my Instagram, and the general consensus is that most people want to be upfront and honest about their feelings, about their intentions in the relationship. And it seems to be that we are moving out of this kind of like, I'm chill, we're chill, let's just hang out, let's just have fun hangouts and see where it goes and have no real knowledge. And you know what happens when you don't know, especially for a woman or a femme? We snowball. We start thinking of the most irrational circumstances that could possibly happen in our brains, and it just goes like blah, 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 blah. And you know, the more you know, the less crazy you feel. Like, honestly. And it's so hard because I feel like we've all kind of been raised in this social construct to be the chill girl, be the chill guy, like whatever, I don't mind, let's just like see where it goes, and not be vocal about things. And it also comes back to our parenting, right? Like, you know, like stop feeling, stop crying. You know, we're taught from very young ages to kind of mute our emotional world and keep it internal and shut it off from the outside world. And it's like, you know, that then resonates into our relationships where it's like, oh, I'm dealing with this and I have to deal with this and no one else has to deal with this and I should have to rationalize everything that's going on, rather than actually just communicate how I'm feeling and have that conversation so that the other person knows how I'm feeling. But because of the way that we've been raised, we've been told to be quiet. And so now we are having to relearn all of these things. And I think there's a silver lining to all bad things, right? And I really kind of see it and I rationalize this as like, we can finally go, fuck, I'm holding all of this shit. And I know like girls, and I don't, as I said, I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my experiences. But for like myself and my besties and my girlies, my girly pops, like a lot of the time, like we're trying to rationalize boys and our situationships together. And I know for a fact, most of the time, I'm like, just maybe tell them. Maybe like say how you're feeling. And don't get me wrong, because you can always give advice better than you can fucking take it, bitch. I know I get told the same thing, but I know, and I reckon if there's guys out there that I've had situationships with in the last year and a half, 2 years, they will know how upfront I am about how I'm feeling. And if I have something that I am worried about, I will message them and I will be like, hey, look, like instead of me snowballing in my brain, I just need to ask this question. Or, you know, I felt like a little bit shitty about this circumstance. Let's clear it up so that I'm not overthinking it, because I feel like, and again, in my own opinion, I feel like maybe men don't overthink as much as women do. Maybe. But us girls, us femmes, we do. But yeah, okay. I'm going to try and find if I have anything on situationships in my not going to lie anonymous things, and let's see what we've got. All right, so nothing in the not gonna lie. That's gonna be, there's a lot of things about online dating in there, so I think that I will include that in that little segment. But okay, so I posted on my story and said, please provide some dating app stories, good or bad, ghosting, situationships, etc. And when this one came up, I was just like, what the fuck? I ran a girl over with my car because she wanted to attack me. Blink, 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 blink. If you're only listening to this on Spotify. She's fine. I'm fine. I'm glad she's fine. I'm worried. I know that this person lives in America, so again, I'm not. I'm like, oh yeah. Sorry. But got catfished by Jack Graham years ago. If you follow AFL, you might find this funny. I have no idea who that is. Met a guy on Tinder while in Asia, and he owned a bar and let me and my two friends bender for 3 days. Didn't expect anything in return and was generally a nice person. Whoa. I've heard lots of stories about bendering in Asia from like dating apps actually. One thing that was really interesting to me that came up was like the way that they advertise to the whole city that you're single and searching is unsafe for women, which I found, I never really kind of thought about it from that aspect. It's like, that is quite scary, but I mean, I feel like it's like the way that you dress. Like, it's like you shouldn't blame someone for the way that they're dressed. So if a guru rapist is going to do that thing, then they're going to do it anyway. I feel like just because I might be on dating websites and dating apps, etc., doesn't mean that I like everyone. It's like how a gay person isn't just going to like every guy. Like I know that like some like heterosexual males will be like, oh, I just blah, 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 you know, like homophobic. And it's like, do you like every single woman out there? Like, shut up. You know, it's not the same. Like, you don't find everyone attractive, so they're not going to feel the same way. Anyway, this is really hard to like look at this stuff and podcast. So I'm going to put that down for a minute and go on to my next segment. Oh, also, obviously, you know, like on Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, etc., they have like little cues that you put, like if you're looking for a long-term partner or a long-term relationship, or if you want a fling or a short-term blah, 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 blah. In Tinder's 2024 report, they actually showed that people are leaning way more into intentional dating rather than short-term or flings, friends with benefits, situationships, kind of situationships, which is, I think, freaking cool. Like, and again, but that's for the whole thing, right? Because I'm like, oh, you know, like I'm about to hit 34 and maybe it's just my age, maybe people around me, like it's an echo chamber. So I'm like noticing like the shift towards like intentional dating and long-term dating. But if this is a Tinder report on all people, like that's kind of cool. Like I'm happy. And I think that's not the only shift that we're seeing in our culture and in our world. You know, like the health kick and the spirituality and the self-help and all of these things, I think really kind of in retrospect add to this culture shift. And I think intentional dating and not wanting to just give ourselves out to multiple people and have these like non-deep relationships with people is included in that deep shift. And I think that's super beautiful. So one thing that I've noticed, although there's a shift towards intentional dating and like connection and security and stability amongst our relationships, one thing that I'm noticing is still rampant. And I think that it will continue to get better, but that's ghosting. Now, I don't know about you, but I reckon I've been ghosted at least 10 times, probably more. And I don't get it because a lot of people, and this is my own experience, but do you know that I have been ghosted before they've even met me? And I'm like, am I intimidating? Is it my online presence? Is it the way that I am very open and self-assured and emotionally mature that, men they don't feel that they can step up to the plate to me? I don't know. I go through a lot, as I said, I snowball in my brain all of these different scenarios and all of these different things, and I don't get it. It's like, just use your words, big boy. Like, I get it if you're going through something and you don't have the capacity to maybe be vulnerable and open up and say something. But something, like the emotional warfare that it causes someone when you ghost someone is horrible. And I'm not talking about matching with someone on a dating app and then not talking to them anymore. Like, that's not ghosting. But I'm talking about, when I say that guys have ghosted me before they've met me, I'm talking about, I'll give you one example. I was talking to this guy, we were FaceTiming like every day, nearly every day. We were talking every single day, and we would speak about everything under the sun. He was a dad, I'm a mom, and it was beautiful. Like, obviously there was a lot of like love bombing going on, but it felt nice, and it went on for a few months, and then he obviously worked away, and we went to meet, and then he disappeared. Like, completely just stopped replying. And it's like, why? Like, I wasn't too full on. Like, everything was kind of reciprocated. All of the energy felt very like 50-50. It wasn't like, yeah, I don't know. And even if it was, a little bit more one-sided, then use your words and be like, hey, I'm not feeling it anymore. I wish you all the best. And I know how shit that feels because I've had to do that before. So I think I treat people how I want to be treated. And I'm just like, it's just, I had to like block him because I would wake up thinking about it, because it's like, if you don't communicate and you disappear once you've been in someone's life and you haven't told them how you feel, what you're feeling, and that you're going to like disappear, then that person's just going to constantly question their self-worth and everything that's been said, and it's just going to cause more harm than it is good. Like, you might feel like, oh, I'm just going to go, I'm just going to step away, I'm just going to disappear, but that's going to cause more harm. Imagine someone doing that to you. It's that fear of abandonment and that fear of rejection is just being like fed into. And yeah, I'm such a big advocate on communication, and that might be because I'm a Gemini, but communication is key. And I go over this in every podcast, but it's like, if you don't say it, people can't mind read. Maybe some can, but people can't mind read. And you disappearing, people will say you don't need closure, like give yourself closure, blah, 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 blah. I just would never, like, every time that I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't replied to that person, it also eats me up. And then I'm like, fuck, I feel really bad. Like, you're just causing more trauma and heartache for both parties. So if there's someone that you haven't replied to and they've been asking for some closure, give it to them. Like, I'm not going to talk about all my ghosting stories. Yeah, even if it's a friend. Like, I know sometimes I get really bad at replying to people, and my best friend literally will be like, Bish, I've asked you 4 questions. It's been 2 weeks. Like, come on. So just hold yourself accountable. I think that's the main thing, is just holding yourself accountable in these situations and going, okay, I'm a decent person. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to have the uncomfortable conversation and just say, look, like, I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm really sorry. I need to work on myself. I'm going through a lot at the moment. I just need to step back from this. I wish you all the best. Sayonara. It's not that hard, because genuinely, if that other person is a good person, they're going to thank you for being honest. Like, how are you supposed to invite emotional, mature relationships and open communication in your relationships into your life if you can't do it yourself? You know? Also, like, another thing that comes into it is like having those healthy boundaries. Like, you know, I have said to potential partners in the past, like, what do you want in a relationship? Hey, buddy. What do you want? What do you want in a partner? Like, what are your goals? What are your boundaries? What are your wants and needs in a partner? And, you know, it opens the conversation up to set those boundaries in place. Like, you know, I need communication. I need open communication. I need there to be, I just forgot. Pretty much my boundaries are communication. Like, not boundaries, but it's like setting those boundaries. Like, for example, I went to have dinner with someone and they ghosted me until the next day, and we had made plans, and I just said, look, like, this doesn't sit right with me. Like, I understand that you were feeling shit and sick, but like, all you had to do was communicate, and that's a big thing for me. And, you know, going forward, if that stuff just doesn't sit right with me, and, you know, it feels to say, but it's like, we're adults. We're not kids. And still, kids can be like, I feel anxious. Like, you know, my kid can tell me that she's feeling shit or that I hurt her feelings. So why can't we do that to a potential partner? Like, if it was our best mate, we'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why does it, when it comes to romantic potential partners, that we all emotionally shut down? It's like, we need to have this emotional intelligence of speaking what we feel, not just saying the good stuff. It's like having an Instagram. It's like not just posting the good shit, not just posting when we look our hottest, like being gross, having no filter, because that only welcomes in people of the same caliber. We treat others how we want to be treated ourselves. So there's a Forbes report done. Did my statistics. And that they did a survey, and it found that 76% of respondents had either ghosted someone or been ghosted. Like, that's a huge statistic. And I know that it's still rampant, and that's what I'm saying. Like, even though we're moving towards these like more secure attachment styles, and, you know, learning about attachment styles and boundaries and emotional intelligence, like, all of these keywords are being thrown around and people are learning about them, but then when it knuckles down to it, we need to actually do the shit and have that emotional intelligence and have that open communication of like what we want, what we don't want, what makes us feel shit, even when it feels really, really inside your belly. Like, it makes me feel gross, like, even thinking about having those conversations when it comes up. So if you know me personally, I have been Boysober, shall we call it, since December. The beginning of December was the last time that I, did the deed. And yeah, so I just have chosen to be celibate until I find something that feels right for me, and for something like it feels like it's like going to evolve. Like I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it. Like it's just not what I want. It just doesn't sit right with me having casual sex anymore. And I never really was one for it anyway. I kind of feel like I would have sex almost for like the social culture of it. Like I'd be like, oh, I haven't had sex in a while. Better do it because that's what people's do. Like instead of just and there's so many factors that go into that. So like I can't really like I had the marina for like a long time, like 6 or 7 years or 7, I don't know. I had it for a long time. And what that does if you are not someone with a uterus, it is a little, it looks like a Tesla sign really, and it's up into your cervix and it releases hormones that stop you from having babies. And I had that for a long time. So, and what it also does is it levels out your hormones. And so you don't have these like fluctuations like PMS or that super horniness when you're ovulating. Like I didn't get any of that for years. So for years I thought I was asexual, and I would just literally, if I hadn't had sex in a while, I would like, hang out with one of my FWBs, friends with benefits, and do that. But it was never like, and of course sometimes it felt really good and then I would do it again. But a lot of the time if I hadn't done it in a while, it was purely out of the fact of like just doing it for the sake of doing it, which is freaking weird. Anyway, but now that I've got my hormones back and I'm like, you know what I was going to say, the H word. I get very horny around my ovulation, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to put myself in that predicament. I'm not going to allow some man's energy into my body because I want that man and that energy to be there and feel safe and feel secure and stable. And I don't want it to just be flippy floppy and then dealing with all that stuff, because as someone with a uterus, when someone's energy it's literally penetrating you, like obviously it's called penetration, but that energy of that person is going inside of you. And I think that's why women get so attached. It's like when a person with a uterus has a baby, when the dad sees the baby for the first time, the chemical that is released, which I can't remember right now, in their body is the same reaction and the same amount of that hormone that a woman gets when they orgasm. So when a man sees their baby for the first time, that feeling is what we feel every time we orgasm with a man inside of us. So can you imagine the attachment? This like, it starts with it's not an orgasm, it's oh my God, someone's going to be yelling at me right now at this podcast. I'm going to Google it. Hold on. Oxytocin. So yeah, when you're doing the deed, yeah, the amount of oxytocin that is released for the person that is getting penetrated. I wonder what it's like for gay guys then. Or like anal. I don't know. I haven't looked into that, but I will. I will do that for you guys. I will do that. Yeah. So I'm just not doing that. So in Korea, there is something called 4B movement, and in South Korea. And so pretty much they have, it's like, it means the 4 no's, and it's like no no sex, no children, no talking to men, and no something else. And pretty much it's like another version of Boysober, and a lot of like Western countries are taking this on board with like it's a big feminist movement, and it's pretty much just being like, it's to stop the amount in South Korea specifically. It's to stop the amount of babies being born and domestic violence that is happening in their country, which is very rampant. And as you know, I have spoken about it. Australia is not that great either with domestic violence and gendered violence. And so a lot of women I know are going Boysober as well. And a lot of people actually clicked on that button. Like a lot of women just like, nope, Boysober, celibate, just not doing it until, and if you don't know what celibate means, it means no sex. And I think it's got very known for like, if you're celibate, you are a virgin or you're waiting till marriage. And that's not necessarily the case. It's just like you're choosing not to have sexual intercourse. I will not have sexual relations. But yeah, pretty much I am doing that at the moment until I find the one. Not really. But until I find someone that I want to be in a relationship with, and something that I see long term, which is so scary. If you follow my Instagram, I went and saw a psychic earlier, and she was like, there's a man coming into your life and a baby if you're not careful. And I was like, oh. So if you like want to hit up my line and you want a relationship with me, wrap it up. But scary. Okay, let's talk about Instagram and social media and all of that stuff, because we all know how much this plays into this whole dating thing and how fucked it is. I just feel like one thing that really scares me with dating is the fact that, like, I don't know, especially I always think that, like, maybe the guys that I'm attracted to aren't attracted to me. And there's a lot of self-doubt that I think comes with, like, having social media and having any kind of platform that is social. Because it's like, am I pretty enough? Is he going to find someone else pretty? And there's always going to be those girls that are just like 50 million out of 10, you know? And they're going to look at them and go, oh, I could probably get one of them if I tried. And there's going to be guys that are like 50 million. And I'm like, oh, damn, I love him. But like, I don't really. But, you know, there's always that, like, are they talking to a million other girls on Snapchat or on their Instagram from around the world that are super hot? Like, am I one of 10? Like, will I ever know? No. There's so many things. And then that self-doubt, I know I'm not the only one that's feeling that. And yeah, like, I received a lot of things about this. Like, you know, this one says, get rid of online dating. It makes it so easy to be able to find someone new within minutes. So when something goes wrong, they're easily replaced. Also, social media as a whole makes it so easy for randoms to slide in a DM, and all it takes is the other person to feel some type of way. And I agree. Like, it's so scary, and I know at the end of the day, it all comes down to trust and what you build with someone. I feel like I honestly, if I trust someone, I trust them with my life. And I feel like every relationship that I've had, which lately hasn't been a lot, but let's take my last proper relationship, which was a guy called Danny. I trusted him so much, and we trusted each other. Like, he trusted me to go to work as a dancer and all of these things. And I think the trust was so strong. There was never a worry in my mind. And, you know, we had a beautiful relationship. So I think, like, you know, and I'm obviously someone with not the biggest following on Instagram, but it's not small either. So for him to trust me to go and work as a dancer, to have a large following, and for me to know that he worked on super yachts. So to go away for an amount of time, like, there was a lot of trust there. And I think whoever I end up with is going to be the same. I think that's a big thing for me, is trust, and I am a very honest person. I don't have a filter, so I can't lie. And I think that comes into it. But obviously it is scary. This is interesting. Someone says dating apps are only good for women. Most men swipe right to everyone, and women get to pick and choose the most attractive men with abs and shit. Hence, organically is the best way to go. Either that or I'm just shit at online dating apps. I don't think you're shit. And I definitely know that women do not have it easier. Like, there's been so many men that have not said yes to me. And that's okay. Like, as I said, I think like a lot of men that I'm attracted to aren't actually attracted to me. And I'm not really attracted to that many people at all. And I'm not someone that's picking guys with abs. Like, if they have them, then they have them. But that's not a requirement that I have if I'm swiping. I really like eyeballs and teeth. Shush face. How easy it is to cheat on social media. I don't mean that anyone will just because they can. I mean, if someone wants to, it's just so easy to stay hidden. Also, how confusing social media makes it in terms of micro cheating. I would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because, you know, if your significant other is messaging some other person and they are flirting and doing all of this, would you consider it cheating? I mean, it would hurt, but I think, again, it comes down to having that conversation and just being like, hey, like, I do find this girl attractive. She messages me sometimes. Like, I don't have any intention of meeting up with her. Like, that wouldn't sit right with me, but I would be like, yo, like, how are they supposed to know? It's all just like, talk about your feelings and shit. You really this is someone you're going to spend your life with. Like, you need to be like, I don't want you doing this. And not I don't want you, but like, I feel uncomfortable with this. How do you feel about it? How would you feel if I was doing it? You know, have these open conversations that aren't like, I need this. It's just like, this is how I feel when it comes to this. And I think that's so important, because it's like, you want to know this person inside and out and what their thoughts and tribulations are on different circumstances, so that you know that if they were put in that, how they would be without needing to question it and go, oh, I don't know. And then being like, oh, I don't want to like ask them and then hurt their feelings or make them feel, you know, like, I feel like you need to have these conversations with your significant other, because it's someone that you're going to spend your life with. It's someone that you share most of your life with. Like, you're going to live with this person, sleep with this person, eat with this person, go out with this person, share friends with this person, build a house with this person, make children with this person, if you choose to do these things. But, you know, a lot of these things we're going to be doing with this person for hopefully the rest of our lives, if not a significant portion of our lives. And you want to know this person inside and out, because it's like your person and you're their person. And so you want to know like what they would do if they were put in a sticky situation, or they found themselves in a sticky situation. You need to like be confident of like, yeah, I know my partner. I know exactly what they would do. And if you're in an open or poly, or, you know, same thing. And don't think cheating doesn't happen in a poly relationship. And you know what it is? It's lying. It's not communicating. Like, so yeah, I don't think it's micro cheating. I think it's cheating. Because, you know, if you are in these open things and you're not communicating all of these different things, or telling this person about going and meeting with someone else, even if you're not known to like the poly thing, like, that's what cheating is. And I could be wrong, because I've never been in one. I've been in an open relationship, but not poly. But from my understanding, I have had friends that are. I do have friends that are. I have a few friends, and I will do an actual podcast on those types of relating because I do have a friend that would love to be on this podcast. So shouts out to him about poly and open relating. So look out for that one in the future. So the kind of common theme that I found through doing my polls and everything yesterday is that people hate dating apps. And now I did see a figure on a reel or something not too long ago, and it was pretty much like 100 years ago, the way that you would meet someone is through your family and friends, and then that figure has dropped to like 1%, and now online is like 100%, and that's quite daunting. If 98% of people that were answering my polls, and this is just obviously like people that follow me, but the large consensus is dating apps suck. People are deleting them. People are throwing them away, throwing them in the bin. They're saying that they hardly ever meet up on dates. The conversations suck. There was only a small amount of people that said the conversations were good, and they have matched with me. So I think they're saying that my conversations are great. No, I'm kidding. But that they hardly ever meet up with people to go on these dates. And like, it's like, well, then what the fuck? And so I asked the question, like, where, if we're not meeting on dating apps and on social media, where should we meet? And a few people said Thursdays. And so I looked it up, and it's like this event that they have like in different cities and places all around the world. And they meet up on a Thursday, and it's just single people. And it's like you pay $20, I think, for the entry, or $25. And it's at different bars. They have some that are like purely under 45s, some that are purely over 45s. But then I had one of my friends message me and be like, Thursdays singles things are just like the scraps. You've got to also consider where you live. Like Perth, where I live, the statistic is it's 6 women to every man. 6 women to 1 man. That is the split. So for us women, it's tough out there, gals. Yeah, I was trying to think of like, yeah, it's tough. So good luck. No. Another few places people said is at the beach, run clubs. You've got like cold nips. I think it's also a large thing that people said was finding something that you're passionate about and going to these places, and a lot of people have said that to me as well. They're like, oh, maybe you'll meet someone like at like, dancing or Pilates. I'm like, it's all women. And don't get me wrong, I'm like probably like 80-20, like 20% women, 80% man. But I definitely see myself being with a man in the future. Like I want another baby in the future. So for me, the statistics are hard. But obviously I go to dance, I go to Pilates, I go to the beach. But when I go to the beach, I want to be alone. I just want to hide out in my little corner. But yeah, this isn't about me. This is for you guys. Find your thing that you love, that you're passionate about. Whether it's going to the beach, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to Pilates. Switch it up. Go somewhere different. Go to a different Pilates place. Go to a different gym. Go to a different beach. Go for a coastal walk somewhere that you don't normally go to. This is where you'll find your peoples. And I think, I'm interested to go to one of these dating nights. I actually, if there are any single friends of mine that would like to come and join me, and let's go test it out one Thursday. Like, why not? Why not? I'm not saying that I'm looking for a relationship. I'm definitely not like out there looking for one. If something falls into my lap, I will know. Like, I'm such a big energy person. I'm such a big, like, I need emotional intelligence. I need someone that's going to have deep emotional chats with me. I need someone that's funny. I need someone that's fashionable. I need someone, and that might seem shallow, but that's just, I want that. I want someone who's hilarious. I want someone that is adventurous. I want someone that can meet me where I'm at spiritually, not just be like, woo-woo shit, close the door. Like, I want someone to evolve with me, and I'm happy being alone. I'm happy being a mum. I'm happy doing my own thing. So if it happens, it happens. I need a whole lot of fucking chemistry, because if there's not fireworks, then it's a fuck no. So that's for me. But I wouldn't mind checking this stuff out. Like, you know, I think I can come back to you guys. Sorry, I have a really itchy nose. Joys of having a septum piercing. I would like to check this out for you guys and kind of report back. This is Faye reporting on Thursday's datings. And I also saw there was a Sunday one. I didn't delve too much into that. And I think there was a couple others, but I definitely will report back. Follow my Instagram, Faye Luna Faye, or zerofilter.podcast. And yeah, once I've gone to these little dating things, I'll definitely let you know. And I would love to know like any more things that you guys come across, because I'll go give it a go for you. You know, I'm a woman of the peoples. I'll do it for you guys. So I'm going to read some more of the things that I received on the anonymous thing and on my Instagram, and just give my little thoughts and feelings about it. So I've just become single after a toxic 3-year relationship. Prior to this, I was a little bit more in shape and confident on my body. Should I focus getting myself back to happy, healthier, more confident me before I think about dating? Or should I just jump in now and test the waters and see what's out there? Oh, definitely work on yourself. Like, do whatever you feel. But I feel like jumping into a relationship, you're just filling a hole and a void that is missing because you're mourning the relationship that just passed. And especially if it was toxic, I think there's a lot of things that you could work through, figuring out what your boundaries are and how that relationship kind of affected how you are now, and where was it toxic? Where can you then change that? Like, what did you, like, write down what you learned from that relationship and what you will do differently and what you want to call in differently. And definitely, if you want to feel more confident in yourself and in a new relationship, work on yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, the last thing I would want to do after getting out of a toxic relationship is even think about a relationship again. Like, the main relationship that I would be worried about is the one with myself and children, if you have children, and how that affected your relationships around you. Like, how did it affect your relationships? Did you lose friendships? Did you take yourself away from certain friendships or relationships with family to be with this person? Like, is there things that you need to mend within them before you even think about dating? Like, strip it all back, work on yourself, work on your relationships with the people around you, because they are so important. Your support network especially. Like, get onto that. This is random and it says one of two, but they never sent me the number 2. But one time I went on a date with an entrepreneur, ended up actually being an eBay scalper who was claiming non-business's expenses on his tax, like his whole rent, his car, a beach chair. Complained that he switched cars because everyone would ding his Maserati on purpose. His diet was a ... Blink, blink, blink. What the fuck? I feel like they just pressed the button on their phone, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just pressing the word that comes up and see what happens next in this story. Okay. Thanks for that one. On my first ever lesbian date, I got catfished so badly. She was nothing like her profile. Honestly, that shit is so awkward. Years later, I saw her again on a dating app and she's still using all the same photos. Lol. Oh, man. That's another thing with online dating, right? Is catfishing. I didn't even delve into that. Like, I won't lie. I've used some photos from, like, a few years ago, but, like, nothing, like, past 2 years. Like, peoples, please, like, take some nice photos of yourself and don't upload photos with kids in it. And then if you do, don't be like, that's not my kid. Like, it's just like, that's like an automatic no. Like, just don't put kids on dating sites or websites or apps. Like, it's just, cut yourself out. Take another photo. Go into the mirror and take a nice photo. Clean your camera on your phone. Like, I'm seeing like iPhone 3 pics. Like, it's 2025, doll. Most things have over 15 megapixels. What is going on? No Snapchat filters. No Instagram filters. Like, I want to see you, not trying to make out which one you are of 10 different people on your first picture either, because, like, that's an also automatic no for me. Like, when I put the girls on, I'm like, you guys have so much caliber and beauty surrounding you. And then I don't even care if you have a fish in your photo. I don't, because I really love fishing. But, like, I need more than that. Anyway, stop catfishing. So when I asked the question, how do we fix this dating culture, in your opinion? These are some of the answers that I got. The real goal shouldn't be a relationship. Goal is to have fun night with a stranger, and if it's good, go out again. I still feel like you should be upfront with your, if that's what you want, if you're just wanting a little bit of fun and you want to, like, go on dates and, you know, do all of this, all good. All gravy. But be upfront with what you want. Like, if you're like, hey, I just want to have a bit of fun, let's just have fun. See how it goes. Sweet. But if you're wanting to find a relationship, I think definitely make it known. If you don't, I had the most beautiful interaction. I have deleted all my dating apps now, but I have, like, wanting a long-term partner on my Hinge, right? And one of the guys was like, you are so beautiful and I'm so sorry, but I am not wanting a long-term relationship. And I was like, thank you so much for your honesty. I appreciate it, but I'm going to unmatch you now. And he was like, no worries. Hope you have a beautiful day. Like, that's the shit. Yes. That's the shit I like. Not the opposite. So, take note. Get off your phone and say hello. To be honest, I'm not sure. For me personally, probably having better boundaries might help. Yes. Get off the internet, interact in real life, fuck dating apps off, focus on making sure that we're happy alone before we're ready for a relationship. Men get more money and confidence. They need healthy adult role models. Yes. Remain authentic and putting genuine effort into people you are actually interested in pursuing. Look, I think the general consensus is just get off the internet and do things that you like. Like, that's what I'm getting. And that's what I like hearing, because, yes, as I said, I think that there is a huge culture shift happening and I think it's beautiful. And I'm hoping that it only gets better from here on out. I am super grateful for everyone that participated and sent in things. If I didn't get round to yours, it was just a lot of information for my brain to handle. And I think I did well with what I got. And I am going to sign off now. As always, thank you again for listening. And if you have anything that you would like to share, I always read the comments. Send me a DM on Instagram and let me know your thoughts and feelings. And if you have none, sick. I will see you next week for another podcast on Zero Filter. I'm Faye, and have a lovely day. Mwah, bye.